Okay, how to catch Milty or any other spot pitcher. Here we go. Here we got a right-handed batter. For lefties, it's a little different. We'll get to that right at the end. Um, Power pitcher versus a spot pitcher. Well, what is a power pitcher? What is a spot pitcher? A power pitcher uses speed and movement. So typically, the glove, this is the glove. Glove is set near the center of the strike zone. Could be down a bit or over on this side, but it's typically somewhere close to the center. And the power pitcher tries to power the ball under the bat or high in the zone over the bat. A spot pitcher is the other way around. He moves side to side, trying to avoid the barrel of the bat. That is the whole goal. Try to avoid the barrel of the bat. So you can't be a power pitcher without speed and movement, and you can't be a spot pitcher without accuracy. If you're a spot pitcher with speed and movement, that's so much better. And if you're a power pitcher with accuracy, that's so much better. But typically you are one or the other, because with movement, if you try and throw 2, 3, 4 different pitches, you're not going to have as much accuracy as you do if you keep it to 1 or 2 pitches. So spot pitchers typically only throw maximum 2 pitches, and they throw to spot. So how accurate do you have to be to become a spot pitcher? Well, I'm glad you asked, because now I can tell you. DOAM, the distance of average miss. So I'm going to say the average pitcher out there today is probably throwing at a 12-inch dome. That means the average miss is about 12 inches. So if you're throwing at the strike zone, your pitches are going to be scattered not too bad. I mean, you got to consider the plate is only 17 inches wide, but if the ball clips the corner, it's a strike. So you consider the strike zone to be about 24 inches wide. It's a nice round number. And then if you've got a 12-inch dome, at least half of your pitches are in the strike zone. So you're going to be okay, and a lot of them are going to be on the edges. Once you improve your accuracy and you get down less than 12 inches, then you can become a spot pitcher. Now, there's another interesting thing about accuracy. It's not just dome that counts, it's the pattern of your misses. This is what I call the hockey stick pattern. If the target is in the center of the strike zone, that's the ball. Bingo, you hit a bullseye. But for every, let's say, 4 pitches, you're going to hit the bullseye once, you're going to miss high, you're going to miss low, and then you're going to miss really high. And that's because as your hand comes through, it starts to turn, and the release point is harder to finesse than the directional aim. So in the course of a game, you're going to miss low, high, and very high far more frequently than you're going to miss side to side. So when you take into consideration both your dome and the hockey stick pattern, now you can sort of predict where those pitches are going to go. So my goal would be to pitch to a 9-inch dome or better. And don't be thinking that, if you're a pitcher, don't be thinking that, don't overestimate your own dome. If you think you're a 6 and you turn out to be a 12, you're going to be in trouble. So be reasonable. So what spots are best? This is my favorite number 1 spot right there, and I'll show you why. Because if you put the target there, look at what happens to your pitches. Ain't that a thing of beauty? You got 2 strikes, arguably a third one right there. That's a great strikeout pitch, and you're staying out of trouble. If you have a smaller dome, so much the better. You're going to be, look at this. Oh, baby. Oh, look at that. Look how good that is. Ain't that something? Wouldn't you like to throw to that dome? That's a beauty. Okay, let's put these back the way they were. Okay. Now, what's the number 2 target? If you're going to avoid the barrel of the bat, you want to go low and away. But the trick is, how low and how away? Well, I'm glad you asked. Now I can tell you. I like it way out there. This is half the distance between the center and the corner added on. Now at first glance, you're gonna say, oh, Milty, that's way too far outside. That's obviously a ball. Not necessarily, because if you can hit that spot right on the button, you're gonna get that call. It's kind of the unwritten rule among umpires. They will give you that call if you hit it. The bad news is this one's a ball. They're not going to give you that strike. They're obviously not going to give you those 2 strikes. So only 25% of your pitches roughly are going to be strikes. But man, when you get a called strike out there, look at what it does. It widens the strike zone. The other team starts talking about, holy cow, the Blues giving this guy the pitch way outside. Come on, guys, we got to swing at everything. It sets up everything. It sets up this pitch too. It's just a beauty. Now, if you don't get this call, well, you can always fudge it back in a little bit. I mean, you got to work the blue a little bit. You got to ask them what's wrong with that call. And you can move it in a little bit. But trust me, you get called strikes out there. No doubt about it. So there's my strategy in a nutshell for how to catch me or any spot pitcher. These 2 spots here are about 3 feet apart. Now, this strategy works perfect for righties. Lefties, not so much, because what happens here, if you try and go here with a lefty, you're going to beat him right in the head. So it's a little bit harder to throw to a lefty with the target this high. So what I like to do then, bring the target down there somewhere. Makes it a little bit better. You're still liable to hit them, and I often do, but there's nothing much you can do about it. The other target, the outside target, you can come out here somewhere, right? And it even works up high. You can work the outside edge against lefties. We got the batter on the right-hand side. We got to imagine that he's flipped around. He's on this side now. You can work the outside edge on lefties, high and low. It works not too bad. But inside, you got to keep it down. That's what I find. But lefties, it certainly isn't as perfect a strategy as it is against righties. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how to catch a spot pitcher. That's all for now. Over and out.